All right, guys. So today I'm in the HAVAL showroom. HAVAL, also from Great Wall. They just released the HAVAL H10 SUV, hybrid SUV, and I'm here to take a look at it. So let's start our review from the top here. We look at the top, then we have the radar sensor, and right beneath the radar sensor are some cameras integrated in the windshield for rain sensing wipers, safety, and also helps with the autonomous driving. And then we come down to the bonnet. It has this Jeep style bonnet. And then when we come down further, you can see your wiper blade sitting on the blacked out bezel area of the windshield. Even though it's a Jeep style windshield, it has a very nice wideness to it, and you can see clearly out, I believe. And we come down to the bonnet area, and when we look at the bonnet, you can see that it's a very high bonnet. It actually gets to my almost my chest level, so this is a very high car. And if you look on the left and on the right, there are these nice plastic panels here. I believe these are just done for design purposes. I don't see any holes here for ventilation or anything like that. And if we come to the front area, we have HAVAL badging here, which hasn't changed. HAVAL has had this badging for a very long time, sitting on this black piano black material here. And when we go down, there is an inlet here for the radiator, and this is static. It doesn't open or close. And there's another one down here as well, so it tells you this car needs a lot of cooling. And now we come here, come to a number plate placement area, and the proximity sensors are integrated in there nicely. They are kind of disguised, and right underneath the number plate we have a camera here, and as you go further you have it slanting downwards to give it some off-roady clearance, all looking really nice. So let me just go to the left side. Let's look at the headlamp. So we can see four beams, one, two, three, four, I believe, for high and low beams. And then in the middle we have our daytime running light, just one light bar, but it has some nice design texture to it. It might be flickering because of the frame rate of the camera, pardon me. And we see here performance LED, all in this really nice sort of squared lighting assembly. Very simple design, but looks imposing. And if I just go to the side, let's move back a little, and we can see the design. So you can see the tire wheel well bulges here a little bit, making way for these huge tires here. Tires coming from Continental in size 255 60 rim 20. I'm not sure if you can spec it up. I'm guessing you can because there's a lot more room in the wheel well. Sitting on some nice spoked wheels here from HAVAL. It has so many spokes, so it's going to be good for rigidity and stability. In there you can see a very thick brake disc, and then your brake caliper. Brake caliper looks really wide as well, so I'm sure it's going to be providing some very solid braking power. And if we look in there, we got a suspension going on there, really looking really solid. And in the wheel wells we have plastic all around. Being a car targeted for off-road, carpet material will not be ideal because this one is going to be dealing with the elements, but it looks nice. And then if we go here, we got two cameras, one front facing, one rear facing, which is going to help with the autonomous driving and safety. And this is not a lidar or any radar sensor, it's just a design panel there. We look at our Jeep style mirrors here. You got NFC here, just like on many Chinese cars. You just touch that area with your card or your phone, and the car is going to unlock and lock. And then you got your turn signal here, which also doubles as your autonomous driving indicator. Blue here in China indicates the car is driving autonomously. And if I just step back, we can see there's a car behind me, so I can't really move that far back, but it gives you an idea how long and the general design of the car looking at it from the side. Now if we go to the mirror itself, you can see it has a squared, almost squared shape window mirror, and then you also have your proximity sensor indicator right there. And we can see we got real conventional door handles. I like that. This is targeted as an off-road vehicle, so it's good that it has nice chunky grab handles for the door. And we also have a side step here, which is electronically reclines under the car when the car starts moving. So that's nice. The car having high clearance, this is very necessary to aid passengers to get in the car quite easily. And you can see you got wide window openings here. And if we go to the back, you can see that the window is slightly blacked out. We'll take a look at the exterior before we go to the interior. Up there we have a rack or a carrier rack up there, ready to carry stuff on the roof of the car. Same door handles on the rear, physical door handles, no gimmicky pop-out style ones. And then if we go down here, we can see a black panel sitting on the bottom. It's nicely textured and it feels thick and solid as well, so it's going to be able to tackle the elements. Now let's look at the rear tire. Rear tire also Continental 255/60 rim 20, same as the front, sitting on the same design rim, looking very beefy. And in there you can see your suspension, and you can see just how much clearance there is. So this car is built for the elements. Now on this side, on one side is going to be for charging, and the other side is going to be for refilling your fuel, but at the moment it's locked. But it's just a filler cap and a charging port, so not much to show there. And if we could look at the rear window, I would have thought that it is a one-piece window on the rear, but you have all these divisions. You have an extra one for the rear window, you have one here for the third row seat, and then you have another one towards the boot area. So many window panels going on there. And here we got a nice lip here to prevent debris from some amount of debris from hitting back on the car. And if we go down here, we have on the rear bumper, we have this area which has the same color as the body of the car. And then as you go below, you have that same textured plastic that we saw earlier underneath the doors. And integrated in there nicely is a proximity sensor. And if we go here, we got another proximity sensor here, and that plastic ends here. So what I show on this side is going to be the same on the other side. And as you come up here, you have some reflectors, and then you got fog lights integrated in there in the middle. And as you go up here, you got H10 badging. And we look at a brake light assembly. It's very nice red LEDs in there, but it has this nice design pattern in it. I'm not sure if the camera is doing justice, but it looks really cool. And then you look in there, there are some nice design LEDs in there as well, so that's really nice. And let me just step back so we can see the full. I'm 183 centimeters tall, and I'm guessing this is definitely over 1.9 meters. And if we look up here, we get another camera nicely disguised and placed here on the back of the roof, and underneath it is a brake light bar done really nicely. And then you got a slightly blacked out window from factory. You get your spare tire hanging off the boot for this kind of car. You can see Great Wall Motors GWM. And then here you get a camera as well. I'm guessing this is a reverse camera, and the one up there is for safety and that kind of thing. And if we go down underneath the rear spare tire, we get your number plate placement area, and then we got proximity sensors indicated there as well. I'm guessing these sensors are going to be sensitive because the tire is way out. And then we go on to the right side, you got your high 4 indicating is 4-wheel drive. You got some nice hinges, very solid looking hinges for carrying the weight of the rear tire and the door. And then you also have a rear wiper hiding behind the spare tire. So if I go on to the right hand side, it's going to be basically the same as the left side of the car, with the exception of either a charging port or a fuel cap. So let's move on now to the interior, starting with the boot. Now to open the boot, it's electronically aided, so you press, there's a nice button in there, you press it lightly and then it's going to open. And being very heavy, you don't feel the weight because it aids when you're opening it up. And when you open, obviously because of the weight of the tire on the rear, you can open it upwards. Cars like this will open like a regular door, but when it opens, we can see the inside of the boot lid is plastic. There's some nice touches here, so you get a very nice looking, solid looking 3 kilogram maximum weight hook here on this side and one on the other side. So you got two where you can hang things off. You got this netting here where you can place some files or whatever you want to do here. And this, you open this to reveal the emergency open latch for the door. And then we come in here, we can see very wide boot opening for this car. It's quite wide. And then this is a hook here, another hook here, and if we go down here, we got some tools in here. There's another battery here, and then there's not 12-volt socket here, but there is a 3-pin socket here, and then another speaker grill here. The boot space is not that much, but to get more space, you can pull this, and then you pull this one, and then you can collapse the seats and you have more space in the rear. Boot lighting is up here as well. The window is quite big out here, and you also have side netting for shading. And if you look at the door itself, you have some nice stitching here, nice design, an area to place a phone, a button to raise and lower your window, and then you also have a lever here to open and close, and then you have some speaker grills here as well, and then you have some door pockets here, and the opening itself is quite wide. So if we look in there, you can see you got some seat controls here. You also got calf support even for the middle row seat, and you can also go back, and you can see it has some nice seat design here in this lovely sort of color, nice stitching and nice perforations. And you also got third row seats in the back, which is very spacious, and you can see it's very spacious as well for passengers. If we look here, we got a table on the rear and behind the driver's seat, and then you get another pocket here. If I just sit in here, we get another pocket here as well. It's interesting that the table is not behind the front passenger but behind the driver, because the driver has to make a lot of adjustments, so I'm wondering why that is. And then you have climate control that changes down here. You got a type C charging port and type A charging port, and you also have a storage area here as well. You got 2 cup holders here for the rear passengers. You get a panoramic roof on the top from to the front, and then you also get a screen here. So you press that button there, so you have a screen for the rear passengers. The resolution looks quite good, and you can change the angle as well. So depending on the distance you're sitting, you can change the angle, your viewing angle. Very nice size. Resolution is good, and in my opinion, this is a very nice touch. So it doesn't look like it's got all the luxury touches like Alcantara and all that. This one is sporting just some nice regular fabric material that's used in most cars, but just by looking at it, you can see it's an off-roader with some luxury touches to it. And to get it back up, you just press that, and the entertainment screen for the rear passengers goes back into the roof. So that's really, really cool. So I'll look at the front passenger door. So it also opens to about, I would say, about 80 degrees, and it's got double glazing on the window. So you've got double glazing on both front and rear, and the windshield as well. And we can see the design looks very similar to what we saw on the other doors. Another area to rest your phone. And if you look at the opening, very, very wide. You got all your seat controls here, lumbar support, seat forward, back, recline, that kind of thing. Same seating, stitching. Very, very spacious here overall. And there is a handle here to hold to step into the car. You got some nice carpets on the floor. Now, if I just sit in the seat, we can see that we have a nice glove box here. It's not lined with felt or anything like that, but it's of a very big size, and nothing electronic here. You just push to shut it. You got another hook here which can carry up to about 3 kilograms of weight. You got your air vents here, and then you got this nice Jeep style dash here. You get some ambient lighting coming from underneath here. So this is wood. This is some sort of aluminum trim here, and then you got some Napa leather here. Very nice stitching, off-road badging here, airbag indicator, and there's a speaker grill up there. And you can see that the dash is straight, so it gives you the chance to see easily out. And if we look down here, we got a nice storage area underneath the center console and good old 12-volt socket right there, very accessible. And the conventional style visor, sun visor with smallish mirror. I would have wished the mirror was a little bigger, but I like that it's got this plastic flip here, which is going to be easy to open and close, and then you just push it back. So now let's move on to the driver's seat. So we're looking at the driver's door, and just like the other ones, there's some ambient lighting here. And then you got your controls here for the windows and door lock and all that kind of thing. Seat controls for the driver, similar to what we saw on the passenger side. And it is quite raised, so you're gonna have a comfortable seating position no matter how tall you are. Some nice thick carpet materials here. The seat is basically the same. And I should also mention that you've got these nice soft pillows here for your neck. You got speakers coming from the driver's headrest for directing the sound for navigation and that kind of thing. If I just sit inside the driver's seat, I showed earlier these cup holders for the rear passengers. Now we have these hand rests here for the driver and the front passenger. And if I just press that to open, so because of the space we have underneath the center console, the fridge has been brought here. So this is a nice size fridge here with some lighting in there. But even when it's shut, you can still place items here on the top, and you just press to shut it. It doubles as a hand rest of a very good height. You got two cup holders here for the driver and passenger, a 50-watt wireless charging pad. You got these toggles here for controlling your heating and your cooling, your fan speed, ventilation mode, and then your drive mode selector here. Looking really nice. You got air vents here, you got the wood trim here, you got your screen. And if we go up here, you got a rear view mirror, self-dimming, and then you have interior lighting here, which are not touch sensitive. It got some little travel to it, but it lights up and turns off really quickly. You got a master power button here, you got a hazard button here, you got an SOS button here, and you also got speaker inlets here. The sun visor is basically the same as what we saw on the passenger side. And if we look at the dash, we got a subwoofer in the middle, and the same flat dash continues to here. You got HUD here populating your information for the driver right up there. All very crisp. Behind the steering wheel, there's a screen here to populate all the necessary information that the driver needs. Quick information. I like that it's not a small screen. It's almost the size of the main entertainment screen for most cars out there. Very crisp, very legible, and just the right amount of brightness. You got another grab handle here for the driver as well. And then we come to the steering wheel. This one is coming with very conventional steering wheel, round steering, no flattening on the bottom, and I believe it's not needed because there's more than enough thigh room here. I like the design of the steering, soft material, nice stitching. And then you got these rotors here, one on the left, one on the right, and you got some press buttons for your quick functionality. You got your turn signal lever here, which also doubles as your controls for your wiper and your lighting. And then on the right side, you got the conventional gear lever stock, which is being done by most cars nowadays. And if we look down here under the center console, on the other side we had a 12-volt socket, and on this side we got two charging ports, one type A and one type C, and one of them doubles as your source connection. Now let's look at the infotainment screen. So the screens can be turned into English, as you could see here. You can see your charging rate, estimated time, input current, and all that kind of thing. The main infotainment screen, don't worry about it. This is just a sticker because this is a showroom car, but you can see that the language is all in English. So if I go here, you can see common settings. You can do your common settings here, and they're all just toggle on and off. And then we come to the next one. You got your vehicle information, vehicle settings. You can do assign buttons to the buttons on the steering wheel. And then we come to drive. You can select your drive modes here. We go to the ADAS system, information you have right here, and then you have monitoring. You can see, you can turn on your fatigue monitoring, reminders, safety, and that kind of thing. And then we come down here, we got lighting information, ambient lighting. So you get all these ambient lighting presets that you can select. And then you got display, so you can do settings for the display brightness and all that kind of stuff. You get connectivity here, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, hotspot, all those things. Down here you have sound settings, and then you go voice settings as well, where you want to direct the voice to. And then you got your system settings. This is where you have the information for your software, and then restarting your network, software updates, and that kind of thing. So it's all really, really nice. I like that they have English interface, and it all looks very intuitive. And if we go down here, we got our home button, which will always take you home. And I won't say this map configuration is the most beautiful, but as long as it takes you to your destination. We got car settings here, and then you got temperature settings, dual zone climate control, so your driver has controls here, passenger has controls there. Then you got ventilated seats. You can turn 3 stages and 1 stage off. You can turn fan off, fan on. Your wind direction, you got your navigation here, you got your 360 camera here. It doesn't populate as quickly, and I would say I've seen better camera quality, but as long as it serves the purpose. You got your power information here, so you can see it's currently being charged now. You got it all legible and nicely placed. You got your widgets here, so you can see your pre-install, and you can download more as well. You got a music app here, and then you have your windshield defogger and then volume control. I like that they put another volume control here, because obviously the driver can control on the steering wheel, but a passenger has a dedicated one that they can reach at any time. And then if we go up here, we have all our connectivity, antivirus protection, notification, Bluetooth indicator, Wi-Fi indicator, that kind of thing. And then you got time on that side as well. So I like that the time is on the side of the front passenger, because the driver has time right in front of them as well. And let me just mention that on the B pillar here, there is a sensor here that will monitor the level of tiredness of the driver and notify you for safety reasons. So overall, very nice design of this new HAVAL H10. Alright guys, so that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm truly grateful. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and smash the subscribe button so that we can grow this channel together. Till I see you in the next video guys, ride legal, ride safe always. Peace. And I'm out.